Hi everyone, Leah here from Trading Mindset and Data. Let's look our week and do a little recap, and I will give you some learnings here so you know how to follow my trades and how I trade so it all makes sense. All right, let's get to it. Let's not waste time. So first trade that was executed this week was Google. Why Google? Because Google has been in compression of this triangle for a long time. And I really liked the price action on Monday. It was a breakout right here about the Friday's close when I got in, and I had my stop right here below this chop zone. So it was chopping and accumulating for a while. I like this one. I expected that there will be a move, but you just never know when. We got lucky on Friday. I got half off. I still have half of this position. We reached new all-time high. Those can be pretty powerful. At this point, my stop loss is trailed to the last breakout of the high, 179 around that time. So that's Google. It's pretty simple. When you see chart like this, a lot of accumulation and a lot of price compression, it will break out. Similar to that, for example, Amazon. But I don't want to talk about Amazon right now. We had DELL. That was also, we tried it the week before. I closed it because I didn't like the price action, but this was clear that it's going to break out. So you could have played the breakout of this candle, but sadly it opened a little higher. So I hopped on at like 137 something right at the open. It was very clear that with the volume and with finally breaking out of this formation will be pretty powerful. I did not expect it's going to be powerful like this. But thankfully this was an amazing trade. It gave over 3 hours, 3.5. I was trailing my stops every time it reached this target. I trailed it to the one below or to the pivots, right? So when we got to the 160, at some point I already took my profits because it was just too overextended in too short of a time, right? What comes up fast comes down fast. We had sell. I really liked this because it was a super oversold condition. The RSI when I posted the chart was below 27. We hopped, we bounced really nicely. I sadly got out by 62 on Thursday because I didn't like the price action. But I will be getting in probably again because as I'm looking at the chart, we are having, it's not an inside day because Friday went 2 cents lower, but it's kind of nice and it held pretty well. So I will be looking to re-enter this trade and go after my actual 65, 66 target. So I'm going to get back on track. I just wanted to be safe from the market movement that we had on Thursday and Friday. Another one was SOXL. SOXL, I got in on Monday as well on a breakout around 60. It was a breakout of this inside candle. Simple strategy. You don't want to trade based on of that, but if you're in a trend like this one and you see that the stock is truly having an uptrend and you want to look for an entry, inside day is a pretty much easy way to find your entry. People struggle with entry, so this was mine. The stop was at 56. I gave it a lot of room because it's very volatile and I wanted to be like somewhere below the gap, where the gap starts. So that was my thinking. I was hoping for a bigger move and I did not catch, of course, the whole move. I got out by 58 something on this day. It was just too good to be true. SMCI I traded twice. First time was the breakout of inside candle and it was a lot of chatter about this stock and it needed to catch up kind of on the other semis. It looked really nice and it had this huge candle and volume on last week. I didn't catch that one and then I waited for inside day. Beautiful continuation. Entry was $870 some too. I got in. I can check my list here. SMCI 171 exactly. So right there was the first breakout. It was a day trade. I got out immediately when we reached the gamma level of 920. And I got out before like 9:11 or something of that note. And of course, actively trading stops, guys. Don't waste time. And then second time I traded SMCI was the day after. We were trading it up to the 1,000 something. That was another day trade. So this one was very nice to me this week. ASPN, let's look at the loser. This was an awful fail. I got in here. Here is a stop loss. And I think I did not manage, yes. I did not set the stop loss, I forgot, and then I saw, oh my god, and I looked and I got out by 28, so it was 1.3 hour loss. Guys, don't ever do it, because if you forget the stop loss, I got too busy with Discord and everything, so it was 1.3 loss. But look, I'm happy I got out, because look at this awful stock. Now it's reaching the 50. Yeah, so it's right there. It can bounce, but I'm not into interested anymore. MBLY, I got stopped out, I think last week. The stop was at 28, was our stop, and then I got out like below a little bit, 27.70. This was mine, the gap. The gap was failing, and I'm like, no, this is not good. Some people stayed in. You're lucky, because as I posted on Twitter and in our chat, we are bouncing off of this support. But the question always is, guys, how far are we going to bounce? You cannot expect that the stock is going to bounce and goes immediately to the high. So it might bounce, and if you have bad luck, into the half, right, and get somewhere here and then tank again. You don't know. So if you are sitting on the bags, that's the problem you might have. You might be sitting there for a long time. Let's look at, this was one more loser, silver. I got into silver on this breakout, 28, 27 something. Let's look. It's right here, 29.53. No, sorry, that is a typo. I have to look in my Discord. So basically this breakout, I was posting it, and immediately next day I wanted to get into it with the second half of the position, which I've done around 27, but then it failed, so I'm out. I lost 1 hour on this one as well. So that's pretty much it for this week. There were some winners and losers, and let's look at stocks that I did not get in. So ARM, I wanted to buy, but it's just the sell-off, and the volume was so violent on Thursday that although it was getting into my limit by 163, which was the breakout here, I didn't buy it, and I was posting I'm not going to get into this trade, because when you see so much volume on a sell-off, that's not a good sign. eBay did not get about the stop limit entry. That's why I posted for you. No stop limit entry. When it's not executed, you don't get in. IP, the volume was just so low, and then here is volume, but it broke out. So that's the thing. We watched this one, but the volume on Tuesday and Thursday was very low. What does it tell you? That it's most likely gonna fail, because you don't have the power to cross over this and hold there. That's why I did not execute it. All about volume, remember. Meta, I did not execute either, because I had my stop limit order here. For the day trade or swing, it did not work. I'm not in this one for a short trade. I have Meta in long term. Then we have Oxy. I did not manage to get into this one. A lot of people did, and I suggested to move your stop to break even. So sadly, you probably, if you didn't take your profits, you made no money. I don't know what happened with commodities on Friday, but it was just awful. Everything. Pan, I'm not in yet. Some people got in. It's okay. The stock is great. It's a good company. It will be fine. I just have my rules for trading. 324 will be my entry, and PBR looks actually good. Broke out. That was the breakout level here. If someone got in, they're still in, and I would move my stop. This one is holding well. Inside day, it's probably gonna go more. Alright guys, that's it for now. I hope you liked this. Ask me if you have any questions in the Discord. And for next week, I'm eyeing on Nike, because Nike has earnings, so it's filling the gap right now, if you can see. That's an interesting one to pay attention to. We can play maybe some lotos for earnings, but it's probably gonna get to 100 before. Then MU has earnings the same day as Nike. It got back to the 135 level. It's a good place to add, because we saw some buying pressure around this level. Is good to add and see, but stop loss right below, like 134. I wouldn't risk it. And then I have Adobe. Adobe, as I posted, this would be a nice breakout, and hope Adobe can get back to 560, 567, 570, filling the gap. Looks pretty nice, volume increasing. Make sure you have a nice volume on Monday. And then, as I said, I will be looking again into sell. That's going to be another one I would love to look at next week, if we continue at least to the 66, 69. All right, thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye.